Just a few hours ago, I found out about the firing of the Toronto Maple Leafs head coach, Paul Maurice, so I just like to give my thoughts on that. Um, I guess I should have seen that coming because the Leafs finished in 12th place in the Eastern Conference, which is just horrible. I mean, they had a run near the end, but overall, during the whole season, they were just horrendous and they were underperforming, even with the lackluster talent they had. But I found this a pretty big mistake, a pretty big surprise because I would have thought that the management, the Toronto Maple Leafs management, the board with like Richard Petty and all that, they wouldn't have made such a rash and big decision like firing the coach Paul Maurice before they even have a general manager in place. But I guess the rationale kind of is that the Maple Leafs were a horrible team, and Paul Maurice was able to work some magic with the Carolina Hurricanes and at least make them into contenders and bring them into the playoffs and even to the Stanley Cup Finals one year when they defeated the Leafs on the way there. But nonetheless, I guess the management just wasn't happy with his performance and the progress of the team or lack thereof. But I guess they just expected more from him, and like the Leafs are in total shambles right now. It's just ridiculous how much trouble this team is in. Um, they have a bunch of old players like Matt Sundin who are on their last legs. They're going to be gone from the NHL soon. And honestly, Matt Sundin, I could make a whole different video about it, but um, his motivation is suspect because oftentimes I think that he doesn't really care about if the Leafs win or not. He just wants to like collect a paycheck or whatnot, and he's more concerned with like his Swedish elite team and all that and how they do. He doesn't really care about the Toronto Maple Leafs and all that. But yeah, back to this subject of Paul Maurice. I think that firing him is a bad idea if they don't have another successor in mind. I've heard the name of Pat Burns and Pat Quinn mentioned, and like with Pat Quinn, I don't really know if he has a history of building teams up from scratch and dealing with young players, but I kind of doubt that, and it would be kind of controversial to go back in time. It's kind of like what the Detroit Red Wings did when they brought back Dominic Hasek. Um, they wanted to get some of that magic back after Curtis Joseph joined their team and just was not performing well, and it didn't work out well for them at all. So I think that bringing back Pat Quinn would be a big mistake because it would like show the fans that that the Leafs just aren't. I mean, it just wouldn't show any progress at all, and it would show that management just doesn't care about the team, and it just wouldn't make sense at all bringing back an old coach like that. Also, Pat Burns, I don't know what he's been doing for the last while, but um, like he's gotten in some trouble and all that, so I don't really know if they want to bring him back, but um, I mean, he has some history with the Maple Leafs. He did well. He brought the team the farthest since they've won the Stanley Cup back in the '60s. So um, he has some credibility to him. But I don't know if he can make the Maple Leafs a good team. I don't know if anyone can with the quality of the team. Um, I don't know someone who fits this bill, but I was thinking of a coach like Lou Piniella in baseball, like when he coached the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They weren't very good, but uh, Lou Piniella's a good coach. So I'm not sure what coaches are on the market right now besides the ones I mentioned, but I think the Leafs like need to have a good list of coaches in mind, and if they're really serious about this rebuilding, they have to choose a coach with a good record who can help make the Leafs a contender and manage them if they're a young team. And yeah, the most important thing is getting a general manager right now because Cliff Fletcher is just the interim general manager, and I'm not really sure about what he can do right now. Like he hasn't really done that much, and I'm like 99% sure he didn't fire the coach. I don't think any general manager has enough power to do that without getting approval of the board. So um, I, he's kind of like a lame duck general manager right now because he can't really do that much, and everyone knows he's leaving. But regarding general manager, I'd really like to see like somebody come in like Scotty Bowman, or he could even be the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But too bad he's not interested. The bad thing about the Maple Leafs are that like everybody knows how complicated the management structure is and how you always have to get approval from the board. And I think that really hurts the Leafs because a lot of general managers and coaches might be hesitant to accept a position in Toronto because they know what the fans expect from them, and they know that it's going to be really tough to do anything rash like fire the coach or anything. They don't have all that freedom the way they would in another city. I just think the management needs to be redone because it's just too many layers and it's really held back the team. Like in the 60s when we would win, we didn't have all these levels of management and everything, but honestly don't see them willing to change up the management style. Uh, I don't know why the management would be okay with like eliminating positions and all that. I don't think that would be happening anytime soon. But I think more autonomy needs to be and freedom needs to be given to the next general manager and coach to make decisions, or else I can easily see another 40 years where the Maple Leafs are stuck the way they are and they don't win the Stanley Cup at all. So yeah, if Maple Leaf fans want a better team, management has to step up to the plate and be willing to restructure the team as a whole because if it just stays the way it is, then I don't see any progress at all. And it's pretty sad, but after all these years, the Maple Leafs are back at square one and they're no closer to winning a Stanley Cup. They're farther than ever. So um, any changes uh, I would see as positive. So hopefully management steps up to the plate and changes stuff because obviously it's not working the way it is right now.